This is Rutledge and Hamilton with Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
I've seen some pretty good throws throughout the course of my career in this league, namely from, you get a guy like Peyton Manning. He's pretty good, and his ball wasn't always the tightest, but he did a great job, and it's about just being accurate.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio. With Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
Is Lionel Messi going to Inter Miami, the MLS club? Is that the equivalent in the NFL to Reggie White coming to the Packers? He's Alex Strofe. I'm Jim Rutledge. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light. No,
What's
it is
the
not.
NFL equivalent then?
I don't know that there is an NFL equivalent. That's like, I got to think about this for a second.
Because Reggie White Green Bay was Siberia. No free agents ever came here.
No, I get that. And you're saying you're looking at it from an unlikely standpoint.
And an impact. Reggie White was the premier defender in all the NFL, and he chose Green Bay, thanks to God. And you can decide if that's a capital G or a lowercase g. But he came to Green Bay because God told him to, and that changed the complexion of the franchise, and maybe as much as Brett Favre really changed the whole trajectory of the franchise. And I know Messi, I don't know enough of him as a player now. I think this is more impactful than David Beckham coming over to MLS. I feel like he was more a name than a player at the end. I don't know enough about Messi, but what is it? 844-770-3776. That's the talking text on. We're live from the Everlight Solar Studio. If you have a comp for me in sports that I can wrap my brain around, because I'm not anti-soccer, but I'm of an age where if you liked soccer, it's because you were trying to be different. At 43, and in Cedarburg where I grew up, they had good soccer teams. But if you were someone that's just soccer is my sport, I'm going to watch it and get kits and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
You were just someone trying to be difficult or different because it just wasn't a thing that people played it, but you weren't passionate. You weren't watching. You knew all the stars. You maybe know Ronaldo, or not Ronaldo. Who's the Pele? You know Pele or a few others.
Ronaldinho.
Those
Ronaldinho.
are that's what I was trying to think of. But that was it. Now I know it's gotten much bigger in scope, and it's not that same impact to it. So I'm
I
go
like
to
this
forward
would be
matches and I enjoy it. I don't have a kit yet. If I was going to buy a kit, I'd probably buy an AFC Richmond kit. That's probably my favorite soccer team. We know it's fictional.
Fictional, yep.
But
they don't act fictional on social media, though, which I enjoy.
I enjoy everything about AFC Richmond
I've
and
never
the show
watched
Ted
Lasso.
You're missing out.
I know. I will get to it.
Roy Kent is one of my all-time favorite characters in TV.
I gotta ask something because we got a text from Dave the Deerfield idiot who wants to get lunch, which is still my favorite name on this text line. Ryan, did you use a certain phrase in your Sports Center update?
Phrase?
Yeah, did you by chance say, this is a quote, I'm quoting this, quote, his fluttering balls, end quote?
No. I didn't say fluttering balls. I said fluttering ball. Singular. It's not an FCC violation, I swear.
Well, you're talking about football.
Football, of course, yeah. His fluttering footballs as he's throwing passes up at OTAs, yes. Look, just because Darrell and Deerfield's head is in the gutter doesn't... Dave and Deerfield's head is in the gutter.
Darrell and Deerfield followed up with a text about why aren't we into the Packers yet, which I assume is what he's asking about. Why aren't we talking about the fact that you're relying on a guy at QB who is underwhelming for the past few seasons? We'll get into
Darrell,
fluttering balls.
I learned our buddy Darrell is actually a 49ers fan. So, he enjoys you because you're a realist when it comes to the Packers. Mm-hmm. I think what I've learned about you, Jim, is
that I'm the most right on the Packers over the last 12 months.
You certainly have been. You certainly have been. But what I've learned about you and the relationship with the fans of the show and the station are Packers fans don't like you.
People like
But
me.
Fans of other teams that listen to the station and the show love you because you bring a realist view that us with our green and gold goggles on can't come to.
Well,
right?
I think they like me. I think they may not like my takes because
that's a better way to put it.
I have large majority of people in my life are Packer fans, so I have a lot of Packer fans who are friends.
But I don't think
who
you're
enjoy my company.
But also, Jimmy, when we're off the air, peek behind the curtain here.
Yeah.
When we're off the air, you and I are having a beer. We're talking football.
Of course,
we never get we never get as passionate as maybe we do on the air. Our big time debates happen here.
So you're not leaving like Shannon Sharp and Skip because they're like real life hate each other?
If I could, I would, but no, I'm not quite looked at on the same level as Shannon Sharp.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you don't have that NFL career.
I don't know that I have the buyout in my contract either.
That's fair. But 844-770-3776. We'll get to Jordan Love in a minute. We have some fun with some quotes that they're not going to make Packer fans happy with me. But do we have a comp in the NFL, actually to Wisconsin? I want a Wisconsin sports comp to Lionel Messi, a international soccer star, skipping out and going to Inter Miami.
Rafael Gaglianone choosing Wisconsin.
All right, come on. Give me a real one here. 844-770-3776. I think Reggie White could be up there, but Russell wasn't a known thing. Russell was like a middling quarterback in the ACC.
Yeah.
How about with Charles Wood? I mean, this may be too close to Reggie White, but Charles Woodson coming to Green Bay?
It's close, but again, Woodson was still a guy.
I think we are underplaying what this is. But Messi going to Miami is just a whole nother level than any local example we could give. It just is.
We're doing a local radio show. I'm doing my best comp.
Yeah, I don't think it adds up to how big this Messi news is. And I'm not a big soccer guy,
but to our fans, these are bigger than most of our fans care more about Reggie White coming to Wisconsin.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
So for our fan base and the show that we're doing, the people we're trying to reach, this does matter more.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. I'm just saying it'd be unfair to call that apples to apples, right? Yes, the biggest and most unexpected free agent signing.
Apples to oranges, please. 844-770-3776.
I give up.
You got a big apple in Lionel Messi going to Miami. Give me the orange equivalent in the state of, or cheese equivalent to the state of Wisconsin and their biggest get. I'm trying to wrap my brain about how big this is.
It's huge.
Because I think the biggest thing in Wisconsin was Reggie White.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Charles Woodson, I can't remember if he was released or if he was a free agent, but he was not
a free agent.
Not quite the same as Reggie White.
Well, I guess he'd be a free agent either way if he was released.
It was not quite the same as Reggie White.
No, but he was certainly almost as good in his short tenure.
Yeah, I'm talking about the actual signed impact, not the what they did here.
Sure.
Any other examples there? Anyone got anything?
I got nothing either. I can't think of. I mean, where a player of that magnitude, especially coming to a sport that's like lower level like soccer. Is anyone coming to the Bucks like that, late in their careers?
Not choosing to. I mean, like, the other one I would have thrown out is Giannis, but he didn't have a choice. He was drafted. Right? If Giannis was coming to America and chose the Milwaukee Bucks, that would be maybe the best. But again, he wasn't a known commodity like Messi is.
So the Woodson deal I would not put on the level even close to what the Reggie White one was as far as signing it. Because here's the headline from ESPN from 2006. 4-time Pro Bowl cornerback Charles Woodson, one of the last premium free agents on the market. He signed in August. Is a big-time potential gamble, given his recent injury history, has agreed to a deal with the Packers.
That's funny that it says, it's a gamble and how that worked out.
Right.
He was a Defensive Player of the Year, won a Super Bowl, was incredible during his tenure in Green Bay. Probably my favorite Packer of all time, honestly, Charles Woodson.
Oakland made no attempt to re-sign Woodson as well.
And then they did after his tenure in Green Bay.
Right, but I mean, my point being with the White thing, that was landscape changing. Woodson was we're taking a flyer on a guy. And it was a smart flyer, obviously.
Was CC Sabathia always a Brewer?
He was traded for, though.
He was traded for mid-season, yeah. I was going to say Zach Greinke, too, but I think he was also traded for, yeah?
I got nothing.
I mean, it could be Reggie White. Not a lot of people choose Wisconsin. Because, again, Russell was not – he was similar to, I guess, the Woodson part of it. Russell was maybe a little top tier, but not an elite ACC quarterback.
It was viewed as a really good big get. But think about the history of Wisconsin quarterbacks.
Right. I mean, big get as opposed to what he was at
NC State.
It was not great.
He wasn't horrible, though. It's not like he was bad.
No, but it was not. Again, you're trying to talk about how big Messi is. I'm trying to say that was not. People were excited about it.
Again, Reggie White would, I guess, be the only one even close.
28 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, completing 58% of his passes at NC State. So, I mean, it was obviously the best Wisconsin's ever seen, but Tanner Mordecai has more fanfare coming in than Russell Wilson did at the point because Tanner had done more as far as actual passing statistic. Maybe it'll be Tanner Mordecai. I'm trying to think of the biggest recruit in Wisconsin football history. that shows, like, if, like, an example would be here, would be more of like, I'm trying to think of who are some of the biggest Wisconsin basketball recruits if they had chosen Wisconsin. So some of the players that had left the state of Wisconsin, if they had chosen to, like, stay in the state and actually gone to Wisconsin. Like, a Diamond Stone would not have been the same. Vander Blue went to Marquette, and that would not have been surprising.
Baldwin went to Milwaukee.
J.P. Tokido went North Carolina. There's players, but as far as...
Tokido's a good pull.
But again, they didn't... But the impact of that would have been pretty big. It was a pretty high-level recruit.
I'm just trying to think of, like, the best ever high school players. Sam Decker went to Wisconsin. He was one of the
But that was not a surprise. That's the other part of it.
Right.
Like, Reggie was a bit of a surprise. And this Messi thing is, I think, in my mind, a surprise. 844-770-3776. Let's get out to Robin Madison.
Roberto!
What up, guys?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, just laying down the furt, enjoying my day.
Sounds wonderful.
So, oh, yeah, just awesome. Squirting furt is my life.
There you go.
So,
good days.
I don't even know what year it was, but I thought it was awesome at the time. Jason Kendall signing with the Brewers.
That's a good one. I forgot about that. Jason Kendall from the Pirates, and that was a kind of a sexy signing at that point. He was an all-star catcher not that far removed, so that would have been a big time.
All right, I'm just going to say it. I don't know who that is.
What?
I don't know who that is. Jason Kendall. How long ago was this?
Jason Kendall, probably mid-90s.
Oh, that would be
Wallersheim can look it up. I'm trying to host a show and talk in the air, and I'm tired of looking stuff up. Lane in DeForest chimes in, which could be the good comp to this. Maybe this is the sports comp. And if you want to chime in and give us just a general, normal sports comp to what this Messi thing means for a soccer outsider like me, tell me what this means. Lane in DeForest chimes in, not local. The closest thing I can think of would be Brady unretiring and going to the XFL.
Bingo. Like, that is more the realm I was going to go. I was going to say, like, Aaron Rodgers going to the CFL, the Canadian Football League. Like, that'd be the comp.
Tim from Cambridge chimes in, Hank Aaron was a big thing as a kid. Yes, but was Hank, I forget, Hank, I thought the team moved. And so Hank just kind of came with the team. I remember reading some books on Hank Aaron. I don't remember his full free agency side of things there. Kyle O'Pon chimes in. Sam Oakey, Brian Butch, they both are McDonald's All-Americans, but I do believe that we kind of just thought that he was going to, like, be here. Let's get out to Chad. Where's Chad? Hey, Chad.
Chad somewhere. Hey, Chad.
Hey, how are you, Jim?
Where are you calling in from, Chad?
How are you guys?
We're good.
I'm calling from Fitchburg.
Okay.
I've got kind of a dark horse. How about back in the 80s when the Packers signed John Jefferson from San Diego? JJ.
Okay. All right, that's a good one. That was a receiver, right? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, he was a receiver.
Yeah.
He paired up with James Lofton. We had, like, that was going to be our Super Bowl, and it never really happened, but it was a huge signing.
That is a very good one.
So that was like, who was there? So it would have been Lim Dickey was the quarterback, John Jefferson, James Lofton, and they had a good tight end then. I've been blanking on his name.
844-770-3776 if you want to chime in.
Paul Kaufman was the tight end.
With the equivalent.
It's like the only good year in the 80s.
We're trying to, obviously, Strofe is very adamant that this is far bigger than anything that's ever happened in Wisconsin sports. So we're comparing apples to cheese right now. But give us the biggest equivalent you could come up with of Lionel Messi signing with Miami in the MLS. As what does that relate to in Wisconsin sports as far as the biggest surprise signing? 844-770-3776.
I got to be honest, Jim, that's a name I never thought I'd say on the radio. John Jefferson.
What about Mo Williams? Because he was one of the bigger Bucs signings.
For sure.
And then you have, obviously, Brooke Lopez was a good one.
PJ Tucker?
Greg Monroe. That was not a sign. Well, that was.
PJ Tucker was a signing.
You sure? I thought they traded for PJ Tucker.
They traded for a midseason, yeah.
Where'd they trade him from?
The Rockets. The Rockets. He was down there when those Harden teams. He was the center for those Harden teams in the bubble.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I'm on a roll today. I'll tell you what. My memory really star of the show today. I remember freaking Paul Kaufman from the 1984 Packers. What are we doing here?
You're just an old soul. You just remember all these guys from before you were born.
Dude, I could never do that with the Brewers or the Bucks or the Badgers, but I could definitely do that with the Packers. I'll talk Packers all day.
Gosh, you love the Packers.
Sure do.
Do anything for the Packers.
I do anything for the Packers.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We're going to talk about Jordan Love. I'm going to leave you with a quote, and you tell me what you think about it and who this person is talking about. Right now, I don't care about interceptions. I truly don't. I love the fact that he's trying to learn the offense and make throws. I'd rather him do that than make a 5-yard check down. Each interception at practice is a learning opportunity for a young quarterback, and he's able to push himself in this setting to try more difficult throws. We will give you who said that and who they were talking about on the other side. It's Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Are you dreaming of a new look? Let the pros at 5 Star Painting bring color to your world, to your interior, exterior, cabinets, and more. We make it easy with online scheduling, free on-site estimates, and a dedicated project manager on every job. Uneasy about hiring a contractor? We know, we've been there. 5 Star Painting is customer-focused and quality-driven, exceeding expectations every time. Call or visit 5starpainting.com today. 5 Star Painting, a neighborly company.
Will they find a home? Sponsored by Geico. Susan has always wanted to live in a chateau.
I like a certain je ne sais quoi.
While Jake is more into the Cape Cod style home.
It's a classic look.
Compromise is tough, but these two won't have to compromise when they bundle home and car insurance with Geico. It's easy, and they could save even more. In the end, Susan and Jake found a Cape Cod style home where they will only speak French.
Bonjour, je t'aime, merci beaucoup, and cordon bleu.
You'll get better with time.
Bundling without compromise at Geico.com.
Okay, outdoor summer cocktail party fit check. I've got a hot pink and orange bodycon dress paired with vintage sneakers. It'll definitely attract attention, but not from mosquitoes, because I'm wearing it with Off Clean Feel for 8 gorgeous hours of not sticky, fragrance-free protection. So I can sip, socialize, and flirt out there in the wild with absolutely unshakable confidence. Get your pre-party protection on with Off Clean Feel. S.C. Johnson, a family company.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Join us at the Madison Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, June 16th to 25th. Visit and get inspired. Go to MadisonParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
Win a round of golf for 2 at the Bridges or the Meadows at 6 Mile Creek from Guinness. Stop by for a pint at LJ Sports Tavern, Danny's Pub, Echo Tap, and Nitty Gritty downtown and scan the QR code to enter. Show me your Guinness, Wisconsin.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Miss Polly side, come on over tonight. Told me you don't know your feelings. Can we focus on mine? I think I'm a I hope that's enough.
Right now, I don't care about interceptions. I truly don't. Matt Nagy told reporters over the weekend
Oh, no.
That is a quote from, what year is this? That is from 2018. I love the fact that he's trying to learn the offense and make throws. I'd rather him do that than take the 5-yard check down. Each interception in practice is a learning opportunity for the young quarterback. He's able to push himself in the setting to try more difficult throws. Meanwhile, you'd rather that happen in practice in a game, said head coach Matt LaFleur. It's really the process of playing quarterback. I'm less concerned about the end result right now, but I do believe if the process is correct, it's going to be more consistent. The time to push boundaries and try things is right now. God dang it, Alex Strofe. That's not great. And here, before everyone gets their fingers out and starts texting in 844-770-3776. Alex Strofe, Jim Rutledge with you. Wollersheim behind the glass. I thought, and it's still early, that Jordan Love for success would hit the ground running because Rodgers hasn't been around the last few OTAs, and we talked about how Jordan Love got more opportunities to make plays in practice over the last few years. So those reps would have mattered. And then when I Googled this, I forgot he had a pretty terrible game against 49ers in the preseason where I think he threw 3 picks, but maybe one of those weren't his fault, but he also threw another ball that could have easily been picked. So I think the 3 picks were pretty – I remember that game. I looked back at my notes from it that there was maybe 1 or 2 throws that –
Wait, hold on. You look back at your notes?
Yeah, I had like a little notes thing on my phone, yeah. About that game because I watched that one full because that was like the one Jordan Love was playing in it. That was like that matters for the preseason.
I'm just shocked you wrote down notes. That's surprising.
Yeah, of course I have little notes. They're not detailed. It's just like a little bop and it helps me remember what I'm talking about here. But
didn't know that about you.
You think I keep it all in my head or you think I make it up?
That's what I do.
Yeah, I'm older.
I rarely write down notes.
I like to make little.
I guess football season I do a little bit. I could probably find some. You're right.
It was more about that game specifically. It was a little bit funky with the interceptions. But Alex and you Packer fans, 844-770-3776, I think it's fair to describe Jordan Love's OTA so far as a roller coaster.
Yep.
So how do you feel about Jordan Love having a roller coaster of an OTA right now?
Yeah, I think that's natural. I'm not going to hit the panic button, right? I think, as you know, Jimmy, I'm a big proponent of I love OTA overreaction, but only when it's positive, right? So like Romeo Doubs and Luke Musgrave and Colby Wooden from Auburn, who was a mid-round pick this year for the Packers, who are looking really sharp. I'm all for that overreaction. Those guys
give
get
me the players again.
Luke Musgrave, rookie tight end, second-round pick.
Yep.
Colby Wooden, rookie defensive tackle out of Auburn, and Romeo Doubs, second-year receiver.
And it's funny. I've seen highlights of Musgraves, but I could just be wrong. They've all been like him making great plays on the ball and like practice throw drills.
Yeah.
And
I love it. I love the overreaction.
There's no, and the football, obviously the defensive side of it, you can't take anything except for they look impressive. Like Van Ness is a big, impressive human being, and so
same with Wooden. Yeah.
Yes, and look, this is across the board. This is not the Packers, but it's
every team. It's all 32. But that's the fun part about being a fan.
Quarterback is the only thing you can even kind of get any sort of glimpse at all. Now it's still not 100% because the receiver could be running the wrong route. The receiver could cut his route short. He could have run it poorly. There's a million different factors into it, but the quarterback is the one that you can kind of look the most into. Darren Deerfield does bring up a point. Why are we talking about a guy who threw 20 touchdowns and 17 interceptions his last year as a starter in college there? You're right. I mean, Jordan Love was drafted off of his, I think that would have been his sophomore year at Utah State, his redshirt sophomore year.
he was drafted on potential, like pretty much everybody is.
Well, I mean, 20 touchdowns, 17 interceptions is a big reach.
I'm not
going
to sit here and state that Jordan Love was the best quarterback in college football and deserved to win the Heisman Trophy. That's not what I'm going to say. But does that mean that he can't translate into a decent NFL quarterback
but Alex,
4 years later?
I'm going to stick to you on this one. And to Daryl's point, usually guys at a lower level are, and again, he did it once, so I will give you this. As a sophomore, these numbers would make you very excited. 32 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 65% or 64% completion percentage, 3,600 yards. Rounding those numbers up. So like that, as a sophomore against lesser competition in the conference he in, gets you excited.
Yep.
And when you look at Christian Watson put up massive numbers against lesser, but he put up massive numbers. And it's usually when a guy is drafted from a lower conference, they're putting up massive numbers. So the Packers' projection is more of he can get back to what he did in 2018. It is 2023. In the other case you could sell yourself on is I believe Gary Anderson was involved with that program when
he sure was.
When Jordan Love was there. And Gary Anderson, no quarterback whisperer. But Daryl's just got a point that usually the lower level guys, you usually are dominating.
Look, make the point as much as you want. What year was that? 2019 we're talking about? It's 4 years ago.
He's throwing 11 meaningful passes? No, I don't know, 30, 50 meaningful passes since
Probably about 50, yeah. Maybe 60.
I mean, that's being generous if you want to count those Eagles, that garbage time play against the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, I would count it because they're meaningful. It's live game reps is the way I view the word meaningful
Jordan
for Jordan Love because
said,
how small of a sample size he has.
But Jordan even said, I understand this is a shell.
Yeah, and it was. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just counting them as meaningful snaps because they're real regular season snaps for Jordan Love. Look, I don't think you can tell who a guy is based off of 1 year of college, right? Or 2 years, or even 3 or 4 years out of college. That's why you draft based on potential for 95% of the people drafted in the National Football League. A guy like Bryce Young was obviously terrific at Alabama. That's why he went number one overall.
First-round picks are usually not drafted on potential.
High first-round draft picks, no. But at pick 26 or whatever Jordan Love was.
Who he traded up to get.
I'm not. Yes, but that's potential. You're hoping that he hits. You have no idea that a quarterback out of Utah State's going to come in and be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Your whole logic is here like, hey, some people have suspect processes for drafted players, and we just followed it. Now, Rip and Rona. Now, I think he texted this in because I do believe I provided proper context that much of his coaching staff left, at Utah State and Jordan Love. That still doesn't fix the fact that the guy should be dominating. Will Levis was dominant the year before he came out, and he fell to the second round and has question mark about him and looks like hot trash right now in his OTAs. So it does matter, and they do take that into account.
Levis, Tennessee?
Believe so, yes. Yeah. And so Jordan Love isn't the first guy to struggle after the coach leaves. The question is, and Levis fell off, and now he's not off to a hot start. Plenty of time to go for him. Was it the coaching staff that was doing it for Jordan Love, or was it Jordan Love? I don't know the answer to that, Rip, but I think we're providing fair context that it's more the interceptions because he's throwing some now in practice and he's making some bad decisions in practice. And his last year at Utah State, he unquestionably made a lot of bad decisions.
He did.
And that's not a coaching staff scheme thing. That is a quarterback making bad decisions. I don't know what Jordan Love's going to be. And again, if he turns out to be Mitch Trubisky, it's still a lesser error than the Bears made. At least you got that going for you because the Bears traded up and drafted Mitch second overall. So getting Mitch Trubisky late in the first round feels a little better, right?
He made it to the playoffs, won a division 1 year. Hey, the year Matt Nagy said that quote, the Bears won a division and probably should have won a playoff game against Philadelphia.
You know what the sadder part is?
I'll take that from Jordan Love in 2023.
Yeah, their defense. So, yeah, you're going to need like a top 10 defense at least.
I think the Packers are capable of that. They got what? Isn't it like 8 first-round draft picks on their defense?
Joe Barry still coordinated that defense,
that's true.
Vic Fangio coordinated the Bears defense, who is probably a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator.
Jair Rashawn,
Packers
Darnell Savage.
They didn't want him.
Kenny Clark. Who am I missing? Eric Stokes.
Should probably just do who isn't a first-round pick.
Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt. That's 7.
I know, but how many of those guys do you...
Lucas Van Ness, that's 8.
Yeah. How many of those guys you feel like are right now performing up to that first-round level?
4, maybe. Jair, Rashawn, Kenny... That might be it.
And Rashawn, we got to put an asterisk at it.
He's going to miss quite a bit of the season. Eric Stokes has a Liz Frank injury, which is awful, so he probably won't see a lot of time this year.
Which I will go back to. I wish we had the audio for it. Channing Crowder had a former player for the Miami Dolphins, played for the Gators in college, had a Liz Frank injury with the Dolphins, and this was when we first heard about it, and this was kind of a newer thing in the NFL, at least as far as people reporting. Maybe it was before it was just a foot injury. We just was not a term we had heard a lot. So we asked him about it. And he says, he's like, I don't know a lot about it, and I don't know who this Liz Frank is, but man, she must be one. And he used a swear word there because this injury is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
That's funny. All right. I need Jason Wilde to make me feel better.
All right. We have Jason Wilde coming up next. But at Canopy Wealth, they take the time to truly get to know and understand the dynamics of your values, goals, and plans for your family. No family fits a generic mold, and neither should your financial plan. At Canopy, their clients' financial goals are something they're constantly striving to help reach maximum potential, which is why they work solely in your best interest. You define your goals, and they work towards making them happen with their comprehensive financial planning. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started with them today. That's canopy-wealth.com. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Thinking about washing your car? Right now, you can get the Armor All Ultimate Car Care Detailing 8-piece kit for only $25. That's soap, a wash mitt, wheel cleaner, tire shine, glass wipes, and interior wipes, all together in a bucket. Give your car the shine it deserves at the right price, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on essential accessories plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde. Show your excitement for the Brew Crew's return with Brewers Checking from Associated Bank. You'll get a one-of-a-kind Brewers Debit MasterCard, 10% off at the team store, and VIP treatment with Express Check-In through the Associated Bank gate. And for the ultimate all-inclusive game day experience for your crew, check out the Associated Bank Power Alley Group Space. Featuring a full buffet and private bar, the Power Alley overlooks left center field. And who knows, the next Brewers home run could be headed your way. Learn more today at associatedbank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Tickets are on sale now for the Clean Lakes Alliance Loop the Lake Bike Ride. Join the fun on Saturday, June 17th from 8 to 2, starting and ending at Old Brick Park. All entries receive a free meal from a local food cart, a beverage, and a super soft shirt, compliments of Land's End. Kids 10 and under ride free with a paid adult. Visit cleanlakesalliance.org to register today. Use code LAKE23 and save 10% on your registration. Join the fun and loop the lake June 17th.
Jim Rutledge here to tell you about North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. North and South serves authentic wood-fired barbecue as well as savory seafood for both lunch and dinner. Whether it's North and South in DeForest, Verona, or the west side of Madison, you'll enjoy the best smart casual dining experience in the area. They also have takeout and catering options, so find your way over to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, the official barbecue place of Rutledge and Hamilton. They're online at eatnorthandsouth.com.
Matt Hamilton here to tell you about my friends at Revive Restoration. I might be on vacation, but I know if I come home and anything had happened in my personal residence, I have a A1 contact in Revive Restoration and the Revive Pros to get my house back to 100%, and you can too. Go online to revivepros.com and check them out. They take care of things like water damage, smoke damage, fire, mold, storm damage, and a whole lot more. Nobody plans for accidents to happen, but when they do, you can count on Revive Restoration and the Revive Pros to be professional, efficient, and detail-oriented as they make things right again. If you need help restoring your home or business, Revive Restoration has your back.
Find Dad's Day deals that won't be beat this Father's Day at Fleet Farm. Going on now. Get $60 off a Milwaukee M18 cordless 2-tool combo kit. On sale, $169. Or pick up a Blackstone 28-inch griddle with hardtop cover for just $279.99. Plus, if you find a lower price, we'll match it. We have what you need for everyday life at new, lower prices. Fleet Farm.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by X Golf in Madison and Middleton. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
I'm not in a mood for drama tonight, Jason.
Why are you always trying to stir stuff up, Jason?
Is on Rutledge and Hamilton.
I don't know if I will go as far as you will.
With Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton.
All right, boys. Take care. Be good.
Presented by Coors Light.
Matt Hamilton down in South Carolina golfing at the BMW Classic or something like that. I don't know. He's golfing. Pro-Am.
Like yeah.
He's down there. Alex Strofe is with me. I am Jim Rutledge. This is Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors Light. We are joined by Jason Wilde, who got a chance to see the Packers out there. And Jason, you actually, I think, put this in my brain. And so I Googled some quotes from 2018, and I wanted to share them with you and see if they sound familiar. Right now, I don't care about interceptions. I truly don't. I love the fact he's trying to make different throws and make some plays, and try that now than in a game, and I don't need you to take the 5-yard check down. Each interception in practice is a learning opportunity for a young quarterback. That was Matt Nagy talking about Mitch Trubisky.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is that
Yeah.
Matt Nagy?
Yes. And obviously that sounds familiar. You were at practice and with LaFleur. It could mean nothing. But Jordan Love has been in this offense for a while and has had an opportunity to run OTAs and practices for a while. So I don't think it's not nothing. But what do you take with all of this I would kind of call it an up and down OTAs from Jordan Love. He's definitely had highs, too.
Yeah, but not a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I think it's really, and I keep saying this, and I know it's redundant, but it's true. Like, I think, it's really important to me to be careful about making any sweeping judgments or statements, not because I like to be boring, like apparently some people think on Twitter, but because, quite frankly, look, if we were at all 9 practices, which I am more than willing to attend, I am. I would, if they said, Jason, we heard you were bitching about this on the radio, we would like you to come to all the practices. I would say, great, sign me up. I'll be there. Because what I don't want is, and I'll give you an example that has nothing to do with Jordan Love. Yesterday, they've got a 7th-round pick, a corner out of Kentucky. His name is Carrington Valentine.
Great name.
Yeah, that's a name.
Who is one of the all-time greatest 2 last name names I've ever heard. And he had 2 pass breakups on passes from Love to Romeo Dobbs. Like, they were really good plays. And if he had done that on Monday, or he does that tomorrow, instead of the day that I happen to be there, you guys have never heard me speak his name, right?
Yeah.
There's no reason to bring him up. And so I hate the fact that I get these 3 random days, and then because I am part of the machine that creates the narratives about these players, that I could be doing them a disservice. And on the flip side, that's true too, right? Like, Carrington Valentine could have had the practice of his life yesterday and been absolutely awful at the other practices that we weren't at, right? I mean, I was at the other 2 practices. He didn't do anything of note at those practices that I attended. So is Carrington Valentine suddenly going to be, competing for one of the backup corner jobs right away on defense? Or, like, who knows? So I do want to be careful about any, statements I make about Love. At the same time, and Jesse had actually brought this up to me as we were getting ready for our show today, that you were hearing a lot of the same things about your guy Mitch Trubisky as a Bears fan, and that some of the similar things are being said. And I have, as you well know, Jim, I have used him, Mitch Trubisky, as an example repeatedly when talking about Love, saying, look, there were times when, our ESPN Chicago teammates, and obviously Waddle and Sylvia are really good buddies of mine, they were hopeful. They were encouraged. There were some games where Mitch Trubisky played really well, right?
Absolutely. 6 touchdowns, no interceptions against Tampa.
Right. And so the challenge is, are you able to be that guy more often than not? Are you able to be a consistently good to very good to great quarterback? And obviously Mitch isn't, hasn't been. So, I don't know what Jordan Love's going to look like. I don't know what they need Jordan Love to be in order to be a playoff football team. But when I have been at these 3 practices, there has been a few throws that he made where I was like, hey, that was a really good throw. There's been, I think, probably 2 throws where I said, wow, that was a really, really good throw. There have been multiple throws where there has been quacking sound effects being made by colleagues of mine. And then there's been some throws where they're just sort of, hey, if you're an NFL quarterback, that's a throw you're supposed to make 95 out of 100 times. And so I haven't seen if I'm describing what I've seen, it is not as many wow, whoa, woo type throws as I would like. There have been some, but again, is that a function of the days that I happen to be there? Is that a function of he's not very good and I just don't have enough data to prove that? Is it that that's not what he's being asked to do right now? He's running the offense with a bunch of guys who don't know what the hell they're doing because they got a bunch of rookies that are getting work? Or is it a combination of all those things? Probably the latter, and then we'll have to wait and see once they get further into training camp whether or not we get to see more of those plays. I haven't seen him really let loose. And I don't know if that's because he's not sure of what he's doing or if he's not sure of what other guys around him are doing or what that is. But there have not been a lot of let her rip type moments. And I don't think that's anything to worry about today. But if we get to the end of August, then I'm saying the same thing, then maybe my tone and my thought process will change.
Yeah, that would be bad, and let's hope that's not the case. Jason Wilthy with us here on Rutledge and Hamilton. I'm Alex Strofe in for Matt Hamilton. And Jason, I just want to feel good. I'm sick of the negatives, right? Give me somebody on offense that's been lighting it up offensively that I should feel good about, because I am a big proponent. I think OTAs are good for positive overreaction, and I want to positively overreact. So who's been sticking out offensively?
You know, I would have liked to have said the second round tight end Luke Musgrave.
Yeah, the future offensive rookie of the year.
But I didn't see him do jack yesterday. So I guess I can't say that. But again, right? He could have had an awesome Monday, and I wasn't there, and he could have an awesome day tomorrow.
Why do they do that, Jason? Why are you only able to go to so many?
I don't know, because I don't think they see the upside that I do, and obviously I'm biased, right? Because I want to have as much information as I can.
Right.
I want to watch as much as I can, and they want to limit as much access as they can. But I don't, at this time of year, especially given the team that they are, you know, and look, maybe on the flip side of this, because not everybody does their job like me, you know, like maybe there are guys that if they had more access, they would point out more negatives. I don't know. I just want to be accurate in my depiction of how guys do. But, look, he had a really good practice the last time we were at practice, Luke did. Then yesterday he was kind of a non-factor. You know, the one guy that I think has been consistently looking good, and maybe it's because he's not playing with a quarterback anymore that he said barely talked to him, is Dobbs. Like I think Dobbs has been their best offensive player. Now, I can't say that with the certainty of, you know, eliminating Aaron Jones or A.J. Dillon, but this is, you know, these are shorts, helmets, and T-shirts, so it's not exactly A.J. Dillon's ideal scenario to show how good he might be practicing. So, but in terms of pass catchers, it's Dobbs, and then it's everybody else in terms of people who have really caught my attention.
And, you know, back to Love for a second here is it just feels like so many teams with young quarterbacks at least maybe try to put a veteran in the room to be a confidant for him and tell him, like, hey, it's going to be all right.
But
or
they don't
here's
have
some
any
things to watch.
veterans. They have, like, what, 4 guys over the age of 30? They don't want veterans.
But my question is, Jason, I don't know if anyone's asked this, like, what is the strategy behind of backing up Jordan Love with a guy with 2 players who have 0 to give as far as NFL experience to him? Does LaFleur just not want his message muddled? He just wants only his message to go to Jordan Love's ear and doesn't want a veteran in there to help Jordan Love's development? Because I think it could only help outside of maybe creating quarterback controversy.
Well, that's the needle that you'd have to thread, right? Is that what you don't want? You want a veteran guy who's going to be, in my opinion, because let me back up. I agree with you. I am a firm believer that having someone like Matt Hasselbeck at the end of his career, you know, Matt's obviously a buddy of ours, and I just think the world of him. I covered him as a rookie. I was the one who broke the news to him. He was being traded to Seattle. And so I just love the guy. But late in his career, after a Super Bowl, after 3 Pro Bowls, he was the old guy that you would bring in to be the backup who, if your young starter missed a game or 2, you knew that he knew what the hell he was doing, and he could probably win the game if he had to start it. That's the guy I want, in my opinion. And I was pushing for this, and then he took a TV job, and then the kind of reality came through, and then I really understood why it didn't happen. And that guy's Matt Ryan. So I thought Matt Ryan, who has been coached by Matt LaFleur, who has run this offense, who is largely washed up. So you saw him how he played last year for the Colts, right? No one, it would take, Jordan Love would really, really, really have to be bad for people to be clamoring for, well, let's give the old guy a shot who sucked in Indianapolis last year, right?
Yeah.
I just thought he was the perfect guy. Unfortunately, I didn't think through the part that the Colts owe him, like, I don't know, $15 million or some big number, and that if he played for another team, that would be offset with his salary that he would get from his new team. So he would basically, he's guaranteed that money from the Colts, and anything that if he would play for another team, it would be subtracted from the amount the Colts owe him. So he'd basically be playing for free, right?
Yeah.
So he chose that CBS job, and he was very adamant. Look, this is not a retirement statement. So this is a fiscal statement of, all right, I'm going to go work in TV for a year, and then, hey, if I still want to play next year after taking a year off and resting my body, I'm going to be open for business again. But he's the guy, in my opinion, that fits that mold. Not a threat to your young guy, incredible assets, who has played in your offense. So I don't know what it would have taken to get him to play for free. Obviously, that is not happening, but that was the scenario that I thought would have been the smartest. Just not the smartest for him, since he obviously would not have been making any money out of the deal.
See, I think Schroff's with me on this name, too, is another overpaid bad Colts quarterback, but he's been a backup and a starter and a high draft pick third rounder. It was Nick Foles.
I was with you, and I was with Jason for a long time on Matt Ryan. We've agreed on that kind of on our off-the-air chats for a month, but now I'm kind of to the point here on June 7th as it sits, like, they want Love to be the leader. They want him to be the veteran. I know he has no real, tangible playing experience in the regular season, but with this youth movement, they want him to be the leader, the veteran. And to your point, I think you used the nice term "message muddled" from Matt LaFleur.
But you think like Chicago didn't want that when they signed Nick Foles or Mike? All these teams, every team does this.
I understand,
but then they add a veteran.
I understand.
This seems like a bad plan.
I don't disagree with that, but that's what I think their plan is.
I do. Here's why I disagree. Because I think Nick Foles is a guy that if Jordan Love struggles, the guy won a Super Bowl.
They're going to call for him. Every fan's going to call for him.
And I think what they're trying, and again, was he there for Trubisky or was he there for?
He was there. They had Andy Dalton and Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky, and he came in there with a little bit of Trubisky.
That's quite a crew.
Wasn't Trubisky 4-0 and then they benched him?
Here's why you don't want Nick Foles. He's the one that basically was caught mouthing on the sidelines about Matt Nagy. This offense doesn't work. Like, he was smart enough to know that what was going on is not a functional offense. So I think he might be too smart. If things go bad, he might be the one to tell you, like, this is not going to work.
Sorry, Jason. Finish your thought.
But he's a guy that if I was a Packers fan and Jordan Love is really struggling, he's a guy where I can make the case they need to put in Nick Foles. And I don't think they want to. I don't think they want a guy that you would feel that way about. And that's why I choose Matt Ryan, because again, no one is saying after what they saw from him last year, well, bench him and play Matt Ryan. Whereas I do think you can make an argument for Nick Foles. Now, this all comes down to we're kind of forgetting the big picture here, which is none of us really know what it's like to have inferior quarterback play. I know it was inferior from Rodgers last year compared to what we demand and expect from him.
It's still pretty good.
It was still pretty good, right? Yeah. Exactly. And so I haven't even thought about what exactly does it have to look like for a quarterback to get benched in Green Bay. Like that, I'll be honest, that thought has not crossed my mind. Haven't had to think about it in a long time. But we could see it this year, that's for sure.
I watched the show Succession. There's a line in there like, "You're not serious people," and I just get this vibe from the Packers that, to your point, like, it's this whole roster is sink or swim. I don't think they're serious about, not that they don't want to win, but they're not serious about trying to win. They're letting a veteran kicker go, which would matter in close games to win more games. They're not bringing in a veteran to help their youngster or bridge the gap for a few games if Jordan Love gets hurt. They have no depth at wide receiver. If Dobbs or Watson has a body type and a history of injuries that they don't have guys to step up. So it just feels like they're not tanking, but they're also not serious about winning. I guess
they're not all
fair
in.
to say?
They're not all in. Yeah.
Jason?
Well, I think that is fair to say because, look, I keep going back to this, and I can't emphasize it enough. And this is not something personal against Goody, but the guy literally said when they traded Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, "This is a good day for the Packers." Like that's not what they said that's not what Ted said when they traded Brett Favre. It was a difficult day for the Packers. He also, I don't want to use the word giddy because that's probably slightly too strong, but he was excited. Goody was excited about the idea of counting all $40.3 million of dead cap money against this year's cap for Rodgers. No one is excited to have that much dead cap money on their roster, unless, of course, they're celebrating the departure of an all-time great, and they're celebrating basically the excitement of, well, after this year, his cap number won't affect us at all. So at least we're not only rid of him, but we're rid of the cap casualties that come with him. And to me, to go back to your point about serious people, to me that says it all. It says, hey, it was more important for us to get our house in order this year and clear this cap space and move on from the guy that rubbed a lot of us the wrong way and is a narcissist, or however Goody defines Rodgers and how he sees him, that's more important than having a chance to win. I think Jordy Nelson and Mason Crosby are similar in that both of them just wanted to play one more year for the Packers. I think Mason would have liked to have been back for one more year, regardless of Rodgers' situation, to at least have one more chance to play one more season here. They obviously have moved on from him, although Rich Bisaccia is holding out this strange possibility that, he hasn't signed with anybody else yet. And Jordy was the same way. He just wanted to finish his career in Green Bay. And Goody is not a sentimental guy. But in the case of Mason Crosby, that ain't about sentiment.
Yeah.
If this is a team that in 2008, with Rodgers as a first-year starter, went 6-10, but lost 7 of 8 games that were decided by one score or less, and Rodgers got them the lead in 4 of the 7 losses in the fourth quarter, and the defense gave it back. If you want to be Seattle, who traded away its Hall of Fame caliber quarterback and still found a way to go 9-8 and make the playoffs, guess what? It would probably be nice to have a guy that you can count on that has done it before in this league to make field goals in clutch situations. And they've chosen not to have that. They've chosen to give the job to a guy who, quite frankly, was not very good in college, statistically.
No.
So, to your point, I think that says it all.
Jason, thank you so much for hopping on with us.
He did make me feel a whole lot better.
That's his job.
Yeah, it's the time for positivity, and that's what I'm here for. Glad I can deliver for you there, Stroke. All right, guys, take care. Be good.
See you, Jason.
All right, that's Jason Wilde. You miss any of that, you listen back. Wisconsin on the Man, Apple, Spotify, and those great places. That is brought to you by our friends at Revive Restoration. RevivePros.com is the website, and you can, if you need them for smoke or water damage or mold remediation, they are the folks. If your business or home is in trouble, go to RevivePros.com. Right now, we're going to give away a $50 gift card, and we're going to get some little teaser for you. Going forward in the month of July, you're going to get a $25 one for just being the caller and a $50 one for winning. That starts in July.
Oh.
So our friends at North and South have stepped up the game there.
So we're giving away a $25 gift card to both callers.
Well, one caller will get a $50 gift card.
And then the other one will get a $25?
Right, starting in July.
Oh.
So something to get excited about there. That'll be starting up in July.
Away.
Shout out to our friends at North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. 844-770-3776, caller number 6. Caller number 8. You're both entered to win it with Minute to Win It. You either pick me or Strofe to win Minute to Win It, and if you pick the right person, you get that $50 gift card from North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. 844-770-3776. Again, 844-770-3776. Caller number 6 and caller number 8. You're entered to win it at Minute to Win It, 6 and 8. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team. Vote at channel3000.com. People really like this show. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Clean Lakes Alliance's 11th annual Loop the Lake Bike Ride. Join the fun this June 17th and register today at cleanlakesalliance.org. Wisconsin basketball star forward Tyler Wall was on Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN Madison earlier this week and discussed his decision to come back for a 5th year.
Did I want to transfer? Did I want to come back? Did I want to go professional? And so basically what it came down to is I feel like we have a good group of guys coming back. We basically have everyone coming back. We were kind of a young team last year, but we got a lot of experience. Just the group of guys and the coaches that we have.
Find the full interview with Tyler Wall on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Rutledge and Hamilton.
Pella's window and door design options are virtually limitless. Customize your order by August 31st and you could bundle and save big at PellaWI.com.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
The original hard iced tea started in 2001 in Cincinnati, Ohio. For Twisted Tea, the dream was simple. Brew a refreshing tea with flavors everyone loves and add a twist. With endless styles such as half and half, blueberry, peach, mango, and raspberry, you can always keep it twisted. Find Twisted Tea near you at twistedtea.com/locations. America parties with tea. Must be 21 or older to enjoy.
Listen to Rutledge and Hamilton every Thursday at 2:45 for your chance to win a case of Twisted Tea's limited edition party pack. The summer party pack features the original half and half and peach flavors along with a new limited edition flavor, Twisted Tea Rocket Pop. The new style combines the flavors of the classic Rocket Pop popsicle, lemon lime cherry, and blue raspberry, punched up with a taste of authentic hard iced tea. Listen every Thursday at 2:45 for your chance to win some free beer, or in this case, some free Twisted iced tea. That's 2:45 every Thursday.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado and its Turbo Max engine, delivering impressive power with no compromised durability. Whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends, this is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Gold medalist Matt Hamilton here to tell you about Wisconsin's best choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors. I know they're the trusted local experts who consider customer service their #1 goal, but don't just take my word for it. Jake and Dawn are both recent customers who left 5-star reviews for the outstanding service and quality of work on their projects. Get a free estimate for your home project today by logging on to ridgetopexteriors.com. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Join us at the Madison Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, June 16th to 25th. Visit and get inspired. Go to MadisonParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Rutledge and Hamilton continues live from the Everlight Solar studio. I am Rutledge. Hamilton is out of the office for the rest of the week. Alex Strofe is in for him, but he's not in the studio right now because we're going to play Minute to Win It, brought to you by our good friends at North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. They have fantastic whether it's seafood or barbecue you're looking for, whether it's DeForest, Madison, or Verona, you're going to get an amazing experience, and it doesn't matter if you're taking it out, having it catered, or dining in. It's all going to be fantastic at North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Let's play Minute to Win It.
Argue on Team Rutledge or Team Hamilton?
I don't want to pick sides.
This is the Minute to Win It, presented by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, with 3 locations in Madison, DeForest, and Verona.
Alrighty.
So, as you said, we have no Strofe in the studio today. It's me, Ryan Wollersheim, along with our old friend Colin Russo, also in here, helping me run the board.
He'll be on the show with me tomorrow, and Jesse Nelson.
Oh, big tease there. All right.
3-man weave.
All right, perfect. So, today, it is Game 3 of the NBA Finals, Jim.
Yes,
so
it is.
I had to get an NBA topic in the show today. So I wanted to go with the last 10 teams to win the NBA Finals. So not the last 10 NBA Finals like champions, but the last overall team. So there could be multiple teams showing up on this list. But the last 10 who have won the NBA Finals. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yep.
All right, so you will be playing for Katie in Wanakee today. She was caller number 8. She picked you, Jim.
Alrighty.
So we can go ahead once I get the timer set up and start the game right now.
All right, well, we'll go with the Bucks.
That's
and
number 1.
The Warriors.
There's 2.
And the Lakers.
There's 3.
Alrighty, so now...
That's about half the list. About half the past 2 decades right
so
there.
now I start going back. I can now list other teams then.
Yes, so you can list the team. Yep, the Heat. There's 4.
All right, then Cleveland.
Cleveland, that's 5.
Alrighty, and now I start thinking a little bit more. So further back than this now. Who's one out west here? You got the Warriors. You got... What about... does Boston have a title in there?
Boston does have a title. Yeah, they won in 09. Beat the Lakers.
Wow, it's getting back there. So now if we're going that far back, we can't go back to whatever. Detroit?
Detroit, yep.
There you go.
04. That was number 7 for you there, Jim.
Alrighty, now we're digging deep, deep, deep. So Detroit, Cleveland, San Antonio, duh.
San Antonio is a big one, yeah. They're right up there with the Warriors.
Alrighty, now I am running tight on time here, so I'll throw out the Rockets.
Incorrect. The Rockets were not on the list.
So I
but
got 8 out of 10?
Yes, you got 8 out of 10. You got everyone but the Mavs.
Oh, it's stupid me.
And you did not get the Raptors. 2019, Kawhi.
I'm actually mad I didn't nail that list. Alrighty.
We were thinking you might.
I was pretty close. I got once I got past you know what? So here's what happened is that when I got to Boston, I started losing my timeline there. I started going too far back. But this is Rutledge and Hamilton. It is Minute to Win It. Alex Strofe's going to come in here in a second. He's playing ball out there, playing with his fluttering balls. Are you done fluttering balls out there? Are we ready to play?
Okay, I was standing by the window waiting for you to signal me for the last 5 minutes.
I just wrapped up. I was just explaining the
I feel
score.
like that took a really long time. It's 3:02.
Well, we had Jason Wilde on. He went, he gave some great answers.
Started at 2:56.
Tell everyone how great North and South Seafood and Smokehouse is. And
17 minutes to win it for Jim Rutledge. All right, let's party.
All right, so as I said to Jim, Game 3 of the NBA Finals are tonight.
Yep.
So want to get an NBA topic for Minute to Win It today. So the last 10 teams to win the NBA Finals. So not...
Unique teams, right?
Unique teams, exactly. So they can... No, not unique teams. So teams can show up multiple times on this list. Not the last 10 years of NBA winners.
It's what you're thinking.
The last 10 franchises to win. The last 10 unique franchises.
Okay,
that
yes,
won.
you were correct. I was wrong. Yes,
Yeah, you
sorry.
were.
It's what you're thinking.
All right, it is what you are thinking. So now we will go ahead and start your timer right now.
Warriors.
That is correct.
Bucks.
There's 2.
Lakers.
There's 3.
Oh, yeah, this is where it gets weird. Cavaliers.
There's 4.
Let's go Heat.
There's 5.
Oh, boy.
You got 55 seconds left.
Yeah, I do. Mavericks.
There's 6.
I just worried. I'm worried we're going too far back at this point. We got to get into the Spurs.
There's 7.
Okay. How far back does this go? Because there's a lot of repeats. I'm going to try it. I don't know if it's right. Pistons.
That is also true.
Okay.
Yep, 2004.
What number are they on this list? I'm allowed to ask that, right?
They're the...
I don't know if you are.
That's a bit of a hint, but they're the last ones on the list.
Okay, that's helpful. I have 8 of them right now?
You have 8 of them.
Okay, so I'm missing 2. Houston, no. Orlando, no. Atlanta,
20
no.
seconds.
Knicks, no. Nets, no. Bobcats, no, obviously. Hornets, no.
Bobcats.
Bulls haven't won it since. Celtics.
Celtics, there you go. There's 9.
Who is the team I'm missing? Portland, no. Sacramento, no. Clippers, no. I'm out of time. I don't know who it is.
You got me by one. I went too slow.
Only team you forgot, 2019, the Raptors.
Oh, I missed Toronto.
Yep. That's the only one you got wrong.
I stopped going out of order after the Lakers.
So you had to. So that's what I was explaining. Is that when I said Boston, because I didn't. Your question did give him an advantage there because by telling him that Detroit was the back end, he could work back forward. Because,
that's true. Hey, I asked if it was okay, and you said.
But it's because regardless, he tied. And so the tie goes to the second person.
Well, no, he had 9 of them.
Oh, I didn't get
but that he had 8, and that would give him. Didn't you get one after that?
I got the Celtics after that.
Yes,
that's fine.
That gave him 9.
Okay.
But regardless, I said give it to him because regardless, for the winning purposes, I didn't want to screw over the listeners.
True.
I can't believe I forgot the Raptors.
I did too. I
Both
forgot
of you
Raptors
guys.
and Dallas.
Ah, okay.
Because I got 8 out of 10 as well.
So I didn't get picked?
You did not get picked, no.
So who got me?
KD and Wanakee picked Jim, and Zach and Madison.
Eat it, KD!
Katie.
Oh, I thought he said
KD.
initials KD.
Yeah, Kevin Durant and Wanakee called in and picked,
I don't know where he
picked
spent his
Jim.
You're not
offseason.
endearing yourself to Katie. She's not going to pick you again.
The only Wanakee in the world. Well, it's a bad idea because she didn't win.
Congrats on your tie.
I didn't tie. I got 9 of them.
No, we just got it. That was a cheat there. We gave it to you because you had tied it.
You're just a sore loser. That's a 9 spot, pal. 9 spot.
Right.
Let the record show I got 9 of them.
All right, he got 9 of them. There you go.
All right.
That's,
you got 9
that's
of them.
fine. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Congratulations to who? I'm sorry.
Zach and Madison.
Yeah, Zach.
picked
Nice
you.
job, buddy.
All right, this is Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors Light.
If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, buy local. Shop Zimbrick Honda. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Oil changes, brakes, alignments, and warranties. Honda's certified technicians handle it all. And if you need new tires, buy 3 and get the 4th for just $1 when they mount and balance them for you. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. Celebrate Father's Day at the NTT IndyCar Series June 15th through the 18th. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. Up in Green Bay, the Packers continue OTAs, and quarterback Jordan Love had a few struggles the past few days. Issues with his accuracy and issues with the strength of his passes. Here's what head coach Matt LaFleur had to say when comparing Love to other all-time great quarterbacks who he's seen in person.
I've seen some pretty good throws throughout the course of my career in this league, namely from, you get a guy like Peyton Manning. He's pretty good, and his ball wasn't always the tightest, but he did a great job, and it's about just being accurate.
Stay up to date over at ESPNWisconsin.com. Jason Willie also just joined the show. You can listen back to that appearance on Wisconsin On Demand under the Interviews tab. The Milwaukee Brewers got a win last night, 4-3 in extra innings. Joey Wiemer hit the walk-off single to win the game for the Brewers in the 10th inning. Series resumes tonight at AmFam Field. Brewers ace Corbin Burns slated for first pitch at 6:40 p.m.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
You got the chill. Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton with Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
I've seen some pretty good throws throughout the course of my career in this league, namely from, you get a guy like Peyton Manning. He's pretty good, and his ball wasn't always the tightest, but he did a great job, and it's about just being accurate.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio. With Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
What are you doing over there, sore loser?
I dropped my pen. You're just mad because Jason Wilde, and if you missed it, you can listen back. Wisconsin on Demand, Apple, Spotify, any of those great places. And that's brought to you by That's brought to you by our good friends at Revive Restoration. Go to revivepros.com. If you have mold or smoke or fire damage, they can help you out, whether you're home or business. RevivePros.com. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The Miles are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush Coors Light.
So,
like Jason Wilde crushed my hopes and dreams.
Yes, he did. And were you surprised at, I would say, it's not negative, he was just very tepid on Jordan Love?
Yeah, no, I wasn't surprised by that part of it. I think that's kind of what I expected coming into OTAs was, we haven't, through 3 years, seen him light the world on fire. And I don't know that I necessarily expected that, especially with the guys around him. A lot of them are still picking up the offense. A lot of them don't know what they're running. I mean, there's so many rookies and second-year guys in the offensive skill position groups that I don't necessarily think it was going to be a, wow, Jordan Love looks like a totally different guy. Now, does it make me feel better about him? Absolutely not. Like, I feel the same way I did 2 months ago about Jordan Love, which I don't know how much stock you can put into that. Honestly, my biggest takeaway from Jason Wilde is the fact that media is only allowed to go to 3 days of OTAs, which is surprising to me. Like, I understand the Packers' point, but you would think you'd want, the people that are, the avenue between the team and the fans, like Wilde and Domovsky, et cetera, Schneidman, you want them to at least report on, they're not reporting on the X's and O's and the plays you're running in OTAs. They're going to report on the flash plays and the things that stuck out.
I would say I don't think it's abnormal.
It's not.
The other team that I follow, Chicago, they have also tightened it up. A lot of complaints there. Not a lot of time to be able to see things. But that's not the biggest takeaway. And to your point about...
It's not the biggest takeaway. I may have misspoken.
Right. There. Jordan Love, we got to get into it. 844-770-3776. Let's post our first Iron Jock poll question. Does Jordan Love's roller coaster of an OTA... And Jason took exception with that word because he said the highs haven't been that high, or there haven't been that many of them, but we'll call it a roller coaster of an OTA. This will be our Iron Jock poll question. Does Jordan Love's roller coaster of an OTA make you nervous about his performance this season? 844-770-3776. Here's where the things that stood out to me that are not at all relevant to some of the caveats you carved out for Jordan Love. The Ducks. I think Jason said that there was quack sounds from some watching it.
Yeah.
And poor decisions. The crossbody throws. And there's also poor decisions of checking down. I mean, those never make the film or the highlights or the news if he missed a guy. That if someone was open and he took the easy throw. Those aren't in there as well.
Yeah.
So those are concerning. And I will caveat this by saying none of this really guarantees him to be bad, but the flip side is you were hoping, and I think reasonable expectation, he'd come out and hum it a little bit. Like he would look good. He'd zip some more balls, have more highs, because he's not a rookie. He's a first-year starter.
But he's not a rookie.
And he's had this coaching staff, just for an example here, he has had his coaching staff longer than Kirk Cousins has had his coaching staff, longer than Jared Goff has had his coaching staff, longer than Justin Fields has had his coaching staff. He has been in this offense longer than the rest of his QBs in the NFC North.
Yeah, you can make that case, Jimmy, but, number one, is that my headphones are being very weird. Sorry. Number one is the fact that he hasn't been QB1 at all. And I understand he has still had the ability to learn and understand and digest the offense and the scheme and things they look for, the checkdowns, et cetera. But B, the personnel around him is completely different. The only guy that's there that was with Aaron Rodgers 2 years ago, or only guys that I should say, are Aaron Jones and David Bakhtiari.
Okay, but when Aaron Rodgers, but when Aaron Rodgers took over, you can look at every young quarterback or veteran quarterback. They talk about the hardest thing to learn is the language and where everyone is supposed to be on the field. And that is so he knows those things.
Yeah, you're right.
Whether you have to execute them or not. And all last year,
you're right.
The Packers tried to sell, and Packer fans tried to sell. He got a lot of reps with the ones.
But Jim, let's keep in mind, if we're going to really dive into the language of it.
He got into reps last year because Rodgers wasn't at these things. He got reps during practice because Rodgers was hurt with the thumb. So he got practice reps, and these are practice reps. If he's doing this in the game, yeah, okay, he's coming off practice. Okay, it's a step up. Allow him a little bit of a window. But it is reasonable to say that he has had, this is at least his second time through. And I know the personnel's different, but Dobbs and Watson were there. And a lot of times you're just thrown into space, and personnel doesn't affect ducks. Personnel doesn't affect poor decisions. And I'm not saying it's going to be a bum, but I do think you can, maybe we say 3 red flags and you're really worried about it. He's got a red this OTAs was a red flag. Now the rest, it could all be fine going forward, but this OTAs is a red flag.
I struggle, and I'm glad you can jump to that conclusion.
But it doesn't mean his season's going to be bad.
No.
This
I don't think you're saying
was
that
bad for Jordan Love.
I don't think you're saying that'll translate into the season necessarily. That's not the way I'm taking it. I struggle with how much stock to put in OTAs, right? And we've talked about this on the exact flip side.
Would you have given him make it binary, would you have given him a green flag if he was looking good?
Yeah, I think it's easier to get excited than down on a player this early.
And I'm not down. It's just one red flag. We'll say 3 you're officially worried. This is just one. He could go out and sling it in training camp.
No, you're totally right.
Preseason, everything.
But again, I do struggle with how much stock to put in OTAs because what we're hearing is only from 3 days, as Wilde alluded to a little bit. But from the language we've heard from LaFleur and Love, it doesn't sound like it went great the days the media weren't there, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I struggle with it. And that's I would struggle to jump to the conclusion of saying this is a total red flag. I think it happens to hiccup.
But red flags are not if you tie it to the relationship part of it, they're not relationship enders. This could just be maybe he's a bad practicer. Maybe he still is a little bit slow on the uptake as far as getting everything done. But it's definitely something, I view a red flag as something that I am now concerned about. And a bad OTA, when you've been with the program for this long, and if he turns around this OTA, but I guarantee, and this is a fair statement, you would much rather he look good right now. You would much rather, there's ambiguity about how good Jordan Love is in practice. There is ambiguity about his skill set in practice. And again, I don't know what it'll end up being, but I'm saying that right now I think it's fair to say, and King Control House D chimes in with a yellow flag.
Yeah,
Fine,
I agree.
Call it a yellow flag.
Yep.
But that's also, in my opinion, means it's a red flag, because if Packer fans are willing to call it a yellow flag, that's with your own eyes here.
I think it might be a little too far to put that much stock in OTAs. And is the case I'm trying to make.
Here's the baggage I'm bringing into it. Forget even Mitch Trubisky.
Sure.
We all acknowledge that Justin Fields has a long way to go as a passer.
Yep.
Last year, his passing got better throughout the year, and it really took a big jump when he started running. He had a red flag OTA, and he did not have. The offense was new to him. All the players are new to him. He had a red flag OTA, and he was not a good passer, but he had elite running skills. We do not see any evidence that Jordan Love has elite running skills. So, just down in Chicago, I've seen red flag OTAs, and sometimes they carry over, sometimes they don't. But it is worth noting. It's noteworthy.
I'll give you that. Yellow flag it is. Throw a sticky note on it, right? Throw a sticky note on it.
Mario Madison, 844-770-3776.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I just, when it comes to these up and downs, I just don't think we get a good judgment off of 4 practices that the media has seen. When we've heard his teammates say they see good stuff out of him. So it's like, are we going to take the word from the 4 practices, or are we going to take the word from the teammates?
What about the coach?
Don't trust them because
the coach has said this is not where he needs to be.
Mario, I want to be on your side, but what are the players supposed to say? He stinks. He's got a long way to go. I want to be on your team.
Look. So as somebody that plays sports, sometimes you just don't say anything at all. You don't have to say anything if nothing's there. Why? What makes us think that they're just going to be out here like, oh yeah, we really trust Jordan? And then they go home at night and tell their wife, no, we're screwed. We're only going to win 2 games.
I could read you a boatload of clips of Bears players telling you how good Mitch Trubisky was.
It happens. We see it. We see it. We do see it now with Justin Fields as well, because I think he's horrible.
Wow.
But they still say he's going to be good.
They didn't say it last year. The coaches last year said he has a long way to go. They said that last year, and this year they're saying he's much further along than he was the year before. Mario, thanks for the call. And I'm not trying to turn him off there, but you had you had a rebuttal there.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know I haven't seen a lot of quotes being like Jordan Love's from the players saying.
Yeah, no, Romeo Dobbs said it like he doesn't see the big difference, right? Which is hilarious.
By the way, Packer fans, you have to sit that out because you all lost your gosh darn minds last year.
It's like
that's what I'm saying.
Devontae Adams
you all
last
have
year.
to sit it out
Hall
because
of Famer to Hall of Famer.
Carr to Rodgers is a far more fair comp than Jordan Love to Rodgers.
At least right now, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
When they were made.
Look, here's what I'm going to say. This is my message to Packers fans. This is nothing to panic about. But it is something to keep an eye on.
You don't crank the panic meter up from like 0. Where were you before this?
July, I will crank the panic meter.
What is your panic meter about?
I don't know what he could do in OTAs that would make me go, holy crap, this guy stinks. This is going to be a horrible year.
Well, he would not have any ups. He had, we're all very clear he had ups. And I'm going off of not just Jason Wilde and every other reporter out there. We're going off the coach and the player, Jordan Love. They're not singing each other's praises. And
well, they are, but it's not.
It's not.
Wow, he's better than Rodgers. He's Rodgers level. There's a smooth.
There's a tempering of expectations from Matt LaFleur, which I think is on purpose, which I think is fair. I don't think it's fair to expect Jordan Love to come out and be great.
No, I agree.
I was just surprised because he's not a rookie. He's gone through this specific timeline over and over and over again. And it's not fair to compare him to Aaron Rodgers, but he will. I guarantee Aaron Rodgers had multiple times where the personnel was switched out a lot, and he wasn't making duck throws and making poor decisions. Those are the things that I'll ask this, Alex, and you can chime in 844-770-3776. I know we got to throw some stones, but where was your panic meter about Jordan Love not being a good NFL quarterback before OTAs?
What do we want to do? A scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
Probably like a 2 or a 3.
And if it wasn't a 2, is it at a 3 now at least?
No.
You're not even remotely even a flickering there.
No, because I think the concern that already existed was we don't know what this guy is.
Because if he was a 3, if you were a 3 and he looked great,
do I look like I'm panicked right now?
But if
you why you don't believe me?
No, because if he was a 3 and went down and he looked really good, you knock it down to a 2. You would reverse it. You're just a positive person. You're always looking for the positive. But I will give you the inverse. You would have flipped it.
I don't know that I would have.
I think you would have.
Because again, I don't. When I say things like Luke Musgrave, Offensive Rookie of the Year, that's obviously tongue in cheek.
I know that,
right? Yeah. I like the overreactions to OTAs, but I also try not to overreact on the flip side, right? Because I think it's fun because we get a little football. We all miss football. We still got a few months until we get tangible football.
Overreacting is not going from I'm not a 2 to a 3 as far as worries go for Jordan Love.
I was already there. I would say I was at a 2.5. I was at about 25%. Yeah, I wouldn't be completely shocked if this guy doesn't pan out. But I'm also still, thinking, hey, there's raw ability there that we saw in college, that's why he was valued as a late first round.
2018.
But that was why he was projected as a late first round or an early second round pick in 2020, right? I mean, I'm not an NFL scout. You're not an NFL scout, but NFL scouts all valued him as quarterback 4 or 5 in that draft. Some valued him higher, but he was no lower than maybe the 4th or 5th best quarterback in that draft.
Who was the 5th quarterback in that draft?
Jalen Hurts, which is wild.
Just wanted to make sure. Accurate on that.
Yeah, we're on the same page. And again, you draft on potential. A lot of people didn't think Jalen Hurts was going to be lighting the world on fire in the NFL.
Quarterback is the hardest position ever to figure out.
1,000,000%.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts.
Jim Rutledge here to tell you about X Golf Madison, and the most important thing that you need to know is that X Golf Madison is for everyone. Heck, I golf there. Whether you're a seasoned pro, a new golfer, or in between like me, X Golf Madison is going to be fun for you. They have a full bar, excellent service, great food, and the most advanced and accurate golf simulators in the world. You can play one of their 50 courses available, take lessons from a PGA pro, hit the driving range, or even join a league. Stop by their East Madison or Middleton location today, or visit them online at xgolfwisconsin.com.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
O'Reilly. Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the right Super Start battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Pro Paint Days are here at Lowe's. Now through June 16th, Lowe's MVPs members can start earning 20% back in paint rewards via Lowe's e-gift card when you spend $100 or more on qualifying paint purchases. Stock up on top paint brands like our new and exclusive HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Spec Right Pro Interior Paint. Lowe's knows pros. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado and its Turbo Max engine, delivering impressive power with no compromised durability. Whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends, this is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors.
Cupid left his arrow and shot me down with a missile. Ain't no referee here, I know it's not official. Let me call my parents, gotta tell them everything about you. Don't mind if they
It is too early to say what Jordan Love will be. But I guess I talk about this Jordan Love situation because I am in his up and down roller coaster. And to quote Jason Wilde, he said there wasn't a lot of ups as far as what they were able to see. Coach LaFleur and Jordan Love have provided, I would say, tempered responses to the OTAs, that it's been up and down from him. So we'll give the benefit of the doubt that it's a roller coaster. There's been ups and there's been downs for Jordan Love. I thought, and this is why I bring it up, I thought it was going to be better. I honestly thought there was going to be a lot of hype coming out of the OTAs that Jordan Love is cooking because he knows this offense. And so there should be no doubt in his mind, which means ducks shouldn't be there. And it should be clear if he was throwing to personnel that wasn't where they're supposed to be, because I know he's not Aaron Rodgers and won't throw his hands up, but you still can see where if a ball's humming to a spot and the receiver usually turns around and is in the wrong position, 9 times out of 10 you can understand that. And poor decision-making is, again, something that if it's done in practice, a lot of times it carries over. Let's throw some stones, though.
The guys think they have the answers to everything.
I'm the best there is.
People like me. So it's time to put them to the test.
That's some booty, Jim.
You know, that's just like your opinion, man.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
So, Jordan Love has been throwing some ducks up at OTAs, but it is time to throw some stones here on Rutledge and Hamilton. Each and every day I waste
You were
a lot.
proud of that one.
Oh,
You laughed at your own joke.
I've been thinking about that one for the last 30 minutes. So each and every day I waste a lot of time scrolling Twitter, and it leaves me with more questions than answers. Instead of answering them myself, I bring them here to Jim and Strofe looking for answers, score those answers throughout, and at the end we crown the winner of today's Throwing Stones. So, other big news today, officially announced, is that Josh Allen will be the cover athlete of Madden 24. So I ask you guys, do you think Josh Allen was a deserving candidate for this year's cover, or think somebody else should have won it instead?
All right. What the hell's the criteria for deserving to be on a Madden cover? Do we forget Peyton Hillis was on a Madden cover? People forget this. He won a fan voting contest on ESPN.com like 10 years ago. Who else has been on a Madden cover? Sean Alexander, he won the MVP, but he was on the greatest Madden of all time, Madden 07.
Not Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers has never
True.
been on one. He
True.
should have been on this one. I said that last night on the Great Dane Huddle. Can you imagine how many copies of Madden would sell with Aaron Rodgers in a New York Jets number 8 jersey on the cover of Madden? I mean, that would have been amazing. But yeah, Josh Allen, he's one of the superstars in the league. Of course he's deserving.
Yeah, it's a popularity contest. And I think Josh Allen, now Rodgers draws a lot of attention, but Allen's more popular. I think Josh Allen is a fair one. We've had, obviously, John Madden on it before. There's been a long lit Michael Vick. And, I mean, I think Josh Allen at this point in his career is more established than Vick was at that point. He's gone further into playoffs, too. So this is a popularity contest. This is a relative term, but a sexiness contest. I mean, he's got a big arm. He's got a big smile. He can sling the ball down the field. Hey, now. And I think people like him.
People do like him. I think the only one they could have put on the cover that would have been more appealing. BDM? No, it would have been.
Whoa there.
It would have been Joe Burrow. Hey now. Swagger, sexiness.
That's what I was thinking. Joe Burrow.
Shades.
Yeah, but
S-words.
But Josh is just bigger. And bigger's better.
BD.
Hey now. Okay, moving on. We'll move to a different video game then. So, I don't know if you guys have been paying as much attention, but the College Football Players Association is organizing a boycott of EA Sports' 2024 college football game due to an expected payout of $500 and no royalties to the college athletes. So, I ask you guys, do we think this game's ever going to get made? And do you think this is worthy of a boycott for these college athletes? Jim, start with you.
So it's funny. I asked players back in the day, a long time ago, like as far as that game, and a lot of them said, "Look, just give me a free copy, and I'll be happy." Now, obviously, name and likeness has changed, but most players are like, "I play this anyways. Give me as many copies as I want to be able to give to my friends and family and play, and I'll be happy." $500 feels like an insult, but I don't know how you tier it because
there's so many players.
If Nick Evers gets $500, it seems pretty damn fair because he's not really relevant in the game, most likely. But Tanner Mordecai, not so fair. So
Braylon Allen out.
But this is where I go back to there needs to be some sort of better representation for the players because I think this is how the NFL gets it done. And I think, unfortunately, this type of stuff is stuff that players want, but at the same time, how do you make it fair? And I think it falls through the cracks. And name and likeness has been the Wild Wild West. Just another example of it.
It's wild to me that a college football player would be like, "Yeah, no, don't put me in there for $500." If somebody approached me and said, "Hey, Struffy, we want to put you in a video game," like, hell yeah, dude, I'll pay for the video game if you put me in it. I just ran some math because I was curious, right? College football rosters are very large.
Oh, yeah.
I used a calculator, so it's going to be accurate. But I just kind of guessed, right? Let's say, okay, $500, 50 players a team. And I know rosters are bigger than that. Let's say they're only putting the top 50 guys from each team.
Okay.
And then I just times that by 40 because I was like, okay, if we're paying $500 a player, we can only put probably 40 teams in there. That's $1 million just on NIL.
And there's 130 FBS teams.
Exactly.
And they're going to have every team in this game.
So we're talking millions and millions of dollars just to, not only to develop the game, right? That's all aside.
Yep.
Just to pay the player. That's nuts to me. That's nuts to me. It's a video game. I don't know how much, not even Josh Allen, but let's just go with Jordan Love. How much does he make being in Madden? I don't know if it's anything.
No clue.
I don't know if it's anything.
It's probably it pales in comparison to whatever his actual contract is.
This NCAA football game would outsell Madden next year because we've gone almost 10 years without one, right? And it was such a great video game. NCAA 14, I think, was the last one they made, which is one of the all-time great video games. It is bananas to me that players are thinking, yeah, no, I don't want $500.
So I listened to the Russillo podcast. He had Bruce Feldman on. It's not the players; it's their agents, and agents are messing this up a lot. And Bruce Feldman was pointing out that a lot of the stories about these massive deals, they're not real. Agents put out fake numbers to try to get more money for their next guy. I want to say that Feldman estimated about 25% of these name and likeness deals are actually fulfilled to the way that they were promised to be done.
Yeah,
these
think about the quarterback from Florida, Jaden Rashada. He was supposed to get a massive NIL deal coming out of high school, and then the collective just backed out on him at the last minute.
Well, and then these aren't contracts. These are more like cocktail napkin contracts. And
cocktail napkin contracts. I like that.
This is would you take this number? And these are numbers that are being fed out by agents, and these kids are being taken advantage of. And I think a lot of times, I bet you if you went to each individual football player and said, we'll give you $500 in the game for this, will you take it? Yes. But football players with agents involved, what does an agent care about $500? This is what's the next one?
So the final one I'll ask you guys, it is National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. So I ask you, where does chocolate ice cream rank in the ice creams? And is ice cream maybe overrated? Second question. Go ahead, Alex, start.
Whoa.
I'm going to fight you.
Jim is a huge ice cream guy, so I know where he stands here. No, ice cream is properly rated. It's probably the best dessert of all of them. Chocolate ice cream, though, we're talking just simple chocolate.
Yeah, just plain chocolate.
I view it the same as vanilla. It's a good base.
Really?
But it's not a main dish, right? You need to mix in some cookie bites or some brownies or at least some sprinkles and some caramel drizzle or something, right?
The drizzle.
I mean, chocolate ice cream by itself, I view it the same as vanilla.
Hey now. I'll put it in front of vanilla because vanilla at this point has been the colloquial term for meh. So, I mean,
sure, that's a good point.
Nobody's like, this is vanilla. Sweet. Chocolate's a little bit tiered up from there, but I absolutely love ice cream. Even winter in Wisconsin, it hits. Obviously, summer in Wisconsin, it hits. I'm going to give you this little tip here. So, up at Governor Dodge State Park, they serve ice cream there. And we had a teammate, Courtney, who used to work here, and she worked at Governor Dodge. They pride themselves on this. I was able to confirm it. They give you large portions of the ice cream. A lot of times you just need one scoop, and it's going to fill up the waffle cone there. They serve Cedar Crest ice cream at an affordable price, and it's usually more than you can eat. Best value around for ice cream, and Governor Dodge State Park is fantastic. But Pirate's Bounty is my favorite.
Love it.
But
love it.
I could, if my body would allow it, I would eat ice cream every single night.
If the semaglutide from Carbon World Health just killed all the ice cream in your body.
I am down to 196 pounds, and I still eat ice cream. But,
jeez, really?
Yeah. But,
dude, you're getting close to my area.
I know, right?
I'm going to weigh more than Jim here in a few months if I keep drinking all the Coors Lights I drink.
But ice cream, just a top-tier dessert. And food in general. If I could just live my life, pizza, ice cream, and then bacon and some coffee and Coors Light, I'm good.
Say that again. Pizza, bacon, ice cream, Coors Light?
And coffee.
Yeah, that sounds like my diet to begin with.
Right? I mean, if my stomach could handle all that.
I was going to say, that would just ruin your bathroom, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think you would need to lose all your money on just remodeling your home.
Well, I am remodeling my bathroom, but this is Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Brunch is back at all the Madison area Great Dane pubs. Every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., enjoy a robust brunch menu ranging from the classic Daner's breakfast to the Playa burrito and everything sweet and savory in between. And featuring specialty mimosas, cocktails, and mocktails, it's everything you'd expect from brunch at the Great Dane. Check it out Saturdays and Sundays at your favorite spot, downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. For more information, head to greatdanepub.com/brunch. Pick your pub and let's do brunch.
In a land carved by glaciers and shaped by champions, Trapper's Turn is a specialty golfing experience. 27 holes designed by two-time U.S. Open champion Andy North present an enjoyable challenge at any level. Nestled between beautiful pines, the all-new 12 North Par 3 course offers the ultimate in golfing fun. Refuel and unwind with year-round dining in the heart of the picturesque Dells. Golf time is precious. Spend it somewhere beautiful. This is Trapper's Turn. Book your tee time at trappersturn.com.
Matt Hamilton here for Iron Jock. Believe it or not, being an Olympic curler takes a lot of practice time on the ice. And despite always being cool, I still work up a sweat. That's why I love Iron Jock and their no-state technology. Silver Iron technology is the how behind why it works, and that is about as technical as I can get with it. What I do know is that if I'm on the ice or just wanting to look good, I know Iron Jock has t-shirts, polos, and hoodies for me. Support this Wisconsin-based company today and get gear at ironjoc.com. That's ironjock.com.
The time for t-shirt weather is here, and so is the time to sign up for a new membership at Prairie Athletic Club. Enjoy everything the Pack has to offer indoor and outdoors this summer, including access to Dolphins Cove Water Park and the new Prairie Pines Golf Club in Sun Prairie. Summer memberships are now available, but if you're not ready to join yet, not a problem, as guests are welcome daily. Call, stop by, or visit prairieathletic.com. Prairie Athletic Club, family, fun, and community.
Sign-ups are now open for the inaugural ESPN Madison Open. Head to espnmadisanopen.com to purchase your foursome today. The ESPN Madison Open tees off on July 17th at Trapper's Turn in the Wisconsin Dells. We've partnered with Coors Light and the Catch Foundation for this exclusive event, and now you can experience it too. You'll enjoy food, drinks, and swag while getting in 18 holes of golf with Wisconsin sports stars like Mark Tauscher and Matt Hamilton. But spots are limited. Head to espnmadisanopen.com. That's espnmadisanopen.com.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Carbon World Health.
Here she go, either a little too high or a little too low. Got no self-esteem and vertigo, cause she thinks she's made of candy. Hey, ho, here she go, either a little too loud or a little too close. Got a hurricane to the back of her throat. She thinks she's made of candy.
Rutledge and Hamilton rolls on.
Ooh, that bump music worked perfectly there. Nice.
What is this song?
This is Candy by Robbie Williams.
Wow, I have never heard of it. I didn't pick this song. This is on Strope's Rotator now, but he's curated.
A new song?
No, I just heard it recently, and I was like, hey, that sounds like a good bump. And I like how you executed it on your first attempt, so nice job.
I appreciate it. I had never heard the song before. I'm not a big Robbie Williams fan. Is he British?
I don't know who he is. I think he's a one-hit wonder, and this is that one.
Oh no, I think he's a different one.
You're thinking of like Robin Thicke, I think.
No, I feel like
it's Blurred Lines guy, Robin Thicke.
I know that. Well, it's Alan Thicke's son. Is how I know Alan.
Who's Alan Thicke?
Yeah, that
star of Growing Pains with Kirk Cameron.
Sure.
Yeah, the dad in that.
I actually know one of your references for once. Good
How do you
me.
know Growing Pains? This is Rutledge and Hamilton. He's Alex Strofe. I'm Jim Rutledge. We're presented by Coors Light. Mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's Crush a Coors Light. Like I crushed that reference.
Exactly. And like my big blue truck crushes any obstacle on the road.
It's a nice truck.
I'll be taking out the camper in a couple weeks out to Governor Dodge, lucky me, and I'll get plenty of ice cream out there. And the big blue truck from Simon Chevy will tow it out there. If you're looking for a new or new to you Chevy, Silverado, or Colorado, go check out my good friends at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. So I want to look up his number one song, and maybe this is it. What did you say this song was called?
It's called Candy by Robbie Williams.
Okay, maybe this is his most famous song.
It gotta be. I've never heard of him otherwise.
So I guess we'll see. Come Undone looks like maybe the most sold album. So, well, anyways, I was curious. I'd heard his name, but I never really knew anything he sung, and I don't know any of these songs.
Yeah.
So that's why I was curious. Candy is number one, strong kids advertising space. These sound like words. They're not names of songs, but they are. So he's got a couple chart toppers. Wallersheim, you were not a Robbie Williams fan?
I've never heard of him before the last 5 minutes ago. No, I did not know who Robbie Williams was, and I've never heard of Candy, but it's a great song. It's a fun song. I don't know what charts it's at the top of.
Are you a candy or chocolate person?
Candy or chocolate?
Yeah.
I'd take chocolate. I mean, well, isn't chocolate a candy, though? Wait, what are we talking about right now?
No, I feel like chocolate is like, it's a chocolatey treat, and then there's a candy treat. Like Skittles. So this popped up the other day.
Oh, I love Skittles.
We were at, my daughter's having her friend birthday now on Friday after
Was
their
your birthday a month ago? Hey, it's my half birthday today, Jimmy. Why did you wish me happy half birthday?
I didn't know.
The hell are we doing here?
Sorry. So we had like a family birthday on her actual birthday, but she wanted to have a friend birthday. We thought the best time to do it. Last day of school is Friday, so all the kids are going to come over. Well, I think four girls come over, so it'll be 6 girls in the house with Nola and Rosie, and they're all but the girls will come over after graduation on Friday, and Rosie wanted to pick out the candy, so we popped into Walgreens, and she was going through, and she's like, well, Skittles and M&Ms are the same. I'm like, false.
No. Yeah.
So that's why I said, like, Skittles is a candy, and M&M's is a chocolate.
It's fruit, and that's
chocolate.
chocolate.
It's not a fruit.
No, it's fruity candy, I mean.
It's sweet. It's sweet versus
I guess when I
chocolatey.
say, do you want some chocolate or do you want some candy? Like, that's how we would differentiate it at the house.
Okay.
Like, the kids have chocolate and they have candy.
But chocolate is candy.
But I think the clear differentiator is, do you want...
There's not a differentiator. That's like saying strawberries or fruit. Which one would you rather have, strawberries or fruit?
But no, it's not the same.
Yes, it
Would you rather
is.
have
That's
vegetables or
exactly
fruit?
what you're doing right now.
When I say candy, what comes to your mind?
Chocolate.
No. So when I say candy, like Jolly Ranchers, Skittles...
That's fruit candy.
Suckers, things like that come to mind.
And that's the stuff I like, right? Like I like
think
Starburst
we're talking
and
more
Skittles.
like Pepsi or Coke, not like a I think that's like they're all cola.
This is a horrible take.
No, it's a correct take.
No, it's not. Chocolate is candy.
Pepsi and Coke are both cola. They're different.
You want Pepsi or you want a soda?
Is Sprite a cola? What is Sprite? Soda? They're all soda. They're all soda. But I say I want a Sprite. Sprite is different than Coca-Cola, right?
Yeah, but it's still soda.
Yeah, this is like saying I want a Dr. Pepper versus a Diet Dr. Pepper.
No,
like
it's not.
a type
no,
of.
but they're not.
Is.
No, it's not. Because that would be like saying I like M&M's and Reese's Pieces. Those are similar chocolates.
Yeah, they're both candies.
Then there's candy, which is
they
like
both
Skittles or Juju Beads or any of those other things.
Do you want to be a shape or do you want to be a square? Which is also a shape.
No.
You realize how idiotic this sounds, right?
I'm strong in my take. It works at our house. Everyone knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, but then your kids are going to go to college and somebody's going to offer them some candy and they're going to be like, what the hell? This is chocolate.
I don't think they're going to be that literal. I don't think they're going to be that literal.
Wait a minute. This is a Hershey's Kiss.
Let's be honest. Someone
I was right. Candy.
If someone offered them candy in college, it's probably not candy anyways.
That's a fair point. It's a fair point.
What's some brownies?
Weed is tight. Weed is tight.
Yeah, I would love some actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Scandalous. Just
Rip
Rutledge
and
and
Rona,
Hamilton.
what's your favorite sport? Sports or football?
Look, I will stand by and die on this hill. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team. Vote at channel3000.com. People really like this show. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. Wisconsin basketball star forward Tyler Wall was on Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN Madison earlier this week and discussed his decision to come back for a 5th year.
Did I want to transfer? Did I want to come back? Did I want to go professional? And so basically what it came down to is I feel like we have a good group of guys coming back. We basically have everyone coming back. We were kind of a young team last year, but we got a lot of experience. Just the group of guys and the coaches that we have.
Find the full interview with Tyler Wall on Wisconsin On Demand or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Rutledge and Hamilton.
Pella's window and door design options are virtually limitless. Customize your order by August 31st and you could bundle and save big at PellaWI.com.
Imagine you're looking at a balancing scale with everything you do for other people on one side and everything you do for yourself on the other side. If it isn't balanced, maybe it's time to spend a little more time on you. And therapy is a great place to start. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online who can help you find that balance and stick to it. Visit BetterHelp.com/score to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/score.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, trunk lids, license plate holders, and headlights. They've got lots of headlights. When you need parts, get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. eBay Motors. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
North and South Seafood and Smokehouse is the official barbecue and seafood and smokehouse of Rutledge and Hamilton. Make sure to listen every Wednesday for your chance to win a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse in Madison, Verona, and DeForest. North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
Zimbrick Chevrolet.
When was the last time you had your oil changed or your tires rotated? Do you need new tires, a battery, perhaps some windshield wipers? Zimbrick Chevrolet Service Center is equipped to help you with routine maintenance, major repairs, and everything in between. Get your free battery inspection coupon and schedule an appointment today at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Don't overpay. Shop at Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie.
Main Street, Sun Prairie. Zimbrick Chevrolet. Legacy Exteriors. Just pick up the phone and let us leave a legacy on your home. Roofing, windows, gutters, siding, and decks. Can Legacy do it? You bet. Better prices, better warranties. Legacy always makes it easy. Go to legacy-exteriors.com. Legacy Exteriors. Just pick up the phone and let us leave a legacy on your home.
Matt Hamilton here to tell you about my friends at Revive Restoration. Nobody plans for accidents to happen, but when they do, you can count on Revive to be professional, efficient, and detail-oriented as they make things right again. Revive Restoration.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Medicine.
608 chimes in. Everyone knows chocolate is not the same as candy. It's in its own category. Candy is fruity or
So
sour
bad.
or anything but chocolate. Daniel Sloth chimes in. I think there is a difference between chocolate and chocolate candy. I think a Hershey is considered chocolate, but M&M considered chocolate candy. Also, I'd like to point out on Twitter, Mark chimes in, leaning towards Jim on this. And then, by the way, I Google, is chocolate candy? It can be considered a candy, but most professional confectioners consider it not a candy.
No way. That's most. Hold on. What did you say?
It can be considered a candy, but more professional confectioners will not classify it as a candy, even if the candy contains some amount of chocolate.
So is there like a...
Is this tomato, a vegetable, or a fruit?
Is there like a
right
book
now?
of classifications for all these foods? Like, where's the confectioner's handbook that like decides all these things?
Give me a confectioner on the air. If you're a confectioner,
Yes.
call us right now. 844-770-3776. If you work in a chocolate shop, anything I need to talk to you. 844-770-3776.
I'm just going with the experts.
You're going with freaking Google, dude.
The first thing that pops up. The first thing.
Candy is chocolate is candy. What are we doing here?
Chocolate in its base form, if you just said, hey, here's a piece of chocolate, that is a piece of candy.
Correct. Absolutely.
Not according to the Confectioner's Capital.
Oh, okay.
The Confectioner's Coalition.
So the first thing that comes to mind is like Hershey's chocolate kisses. And I would like to read the bag. If it says like chocolate candy.
Now, do this quick because I want to get to a new job at UW that I want to talk to people about.
Okay.
Right here. In reality, pure chocolate would not be considered a candy. It does not contain sugar. So pure chocolate is not candy by definition.
But who eats pure chocolate without sugar in it? Who eats that?
I'm just giving you the accurate.
Yeah, but that's my point, Jim.
Chocolate could technically be a candy, but most confectioners do not consider it a candy. When you're separating, when you go to like a chocolate or a candy place, they might have chocolate for sale there, but if you go to a grocery store, they don't consider it. They put it in a separate aisle. But I want to ask you this, because I didn't know I struck a nerve. Maybe we can pick this up tomorrow.
Staples, Hershey's chocolate candies.
I'm just going off the Confectioners Coalition there. So
Hersheyland.com. Hershey's Kisses chocolate candy.
This is the official source. Hersheyland.com. Hershey, Pennsylvania is the birthplace of chocolate.
Jeff in Janesville. What is a candy bar then?
I'm just going off right here, totallychocolate.com. It can be considered a candy, but colloquially, it is not considered a candy. You're getting caught up in the technical definition. Colloquially, we would call it a chocolate bar and candy. There's chocolate and there's candy. M&M is a chocolate. Skittles is a candy.
So like Snickers. It's a candy bar, correct? Because it has more than chocolate is the case you're making?
But yes, but it is a chocolate candy bar. But I know the candy's the name, but you're getting caught up in the technical We're talking colloquially. It's like Crick versus Creek. Colloquially, we're going to call it chocolate. Like a Hershey bar.
I will give you credit. You have a really solid vocabulary.
Thank you.
Colloquially. I can't even say that word. I'm impressed by you.
UW-Madison is hiring a new position. You want to know what it is?
Sure.
It is professional cheese eaters.
Shut up.
The Center for Dairy Research is looking for individuals passionate about all types of food, but especially cheese, pizza, and other dairy products. So I think I'm leaving the show, folks, because I think I said earlier I love pizza and I love ice cream. So
is this a full-time job?
Once hired, we will train you to become part of a group of expert tasters capable of verbally describing their sensory experience on the basis of appearance, texture, taste, and aroma attributes for research and product development purposes.
You're lying.
Panelists should expect to be tasting up to 24 cheese samples and 12 pizzas per week, along with other food products. Panelists would need to be available for 3-hour consecutive periods and 3 sessions per week. Should we do this as a side hustle for Rutledge and Hamilton? Should we sign up? Because we can get.
Yeah,
we would be really good at, I think, applying words to our.
We do that for a living. That's true.
To what we're tasting here.
It's mighty tangy. However, it has a great aftertaste, savory aftertaste.
There you go.
I could do this.
Yeah, there you
Hell
go.
yeah, dude. I'm in. Let's apply. I'm not even kidding. Let's go through the interview process, see what it entails. I would not leave my job here, but if I could do it on the side where it's like 4 hours a week.
A little bonus, though. You won't have to worry about going to the bathroom during the show.
That's true.
It's a lot of cheese.
That's a lot of cheese.
A lot of cheese, a lot of pizza.
Me up.
I wonder if they have to
I'll just eat a chocolate candy fiber bar.
Perfect.
Do you think they have to do like when you sign up for different things of like, are you healthy enough to do this? Like, do you have a healthy digestive system? Are you prone to constipation? Because you can't sign up for this otherwise. Do you eat 24 pieces of cheese every week?
Yeah, I could do that. I probably do that already, to be honest.
24 pieces of cheese?
Well, we're talking like small slices, right? I don't think
I don't think they give you slices if they're giving you like a cube of cheese or something.
No, I would imagine that's what they're giving you.
Like a cube, not like a slice.
like a cube.
Yeah,
they're not going to give you. That's a 24 slices
still,
of like Kraft singles.
How much cheese do you eat?
I eat a good amount of cheese
because this is not the only cheese you're eating. Like you're obviously going to eat.
Like cheese on sandwiches and stuff, but then I love a good, especially in the summer, like a summer sausage with a pepper jack, or I tried a really good Monterey Jack last year that I'm going to get some more of. There was this, what was it, jalapeno bacon Swiss that some local dairy place made that was in the grocery store by me that I tried last year. That was terrific. I melted that on some burgers once. I love cheese. Don't even get me going. I'm the man for this job. I've determined I'm the man for this job.
Do you like Colby?
Yes.
That is trash take.
Colby Jack?
Colby Jack's good.
I just finished a pack of Colby Jack slices for my sandwiches. I love Colby Jack. I guess I don't know that I've ever had just a Colby. I've had a Colby cheddar. I've had a Colby Jack. Is there such thing as just Colby cheese?
It's the official cheese of Wisconsin.
I was going to say, there is a city called Colby. Well,
I got it, and it was horrible. I tried it once. Like, it is not good.
Yeah, but you're a picky eater. And
no, I'm not a picky eater.
I refuse to say anything else.
It just wasn't good.
You are, dude, you don't like yellow mustard. You're a picky eater.
No, me not liking things doesn't make me a picky eater. We talked about this.
That is exactly what that means.
No, because if
you not liking things is what makes somebody a picky eater.
I'm just not going to have a trash condiment. If I came to your house and you made me a sandwich and it had yellow mustard on it, I would eat it.
Yes.
That makes me not a picky eater.
Right,
I'm saying if I could choose what I want to eat, I'm not eating that trash condiment.
You can come over. I'll make you a sandwich.
People like me. People do like me. Gosh darn it. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
Gold medalist Matt Hamilton here to tell you about Wisconsin's best choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors. I know they're the trusted local experts who consider customer service their #1 goal, but don't just take my word.